Afrin Paighambar Zartust. God taught the Zenda Vasta to Zartust, a sublime work, and so on. God said to Zartust, "Go, and before Shah Gushtasp read this book, that he may come into the faith," and so on. "Keep all my counsel and repeat it, word by word, to Shah Gushtasp." Zartust, in obedience to God, went to the court of Gushtasp. He came forward and called down a blessing on the Shah. Then he read to him the Zandavasta and said, "Learn its statutes and walk therein. If your desire is towards its laws, your abode shall be in the paradise of heaven. But if you turn away from its commandments, you shall bring down your crowned head to the dust. Your God will be displeased with you and will overthrow your prosperous condition. At the last, ye shall descend into hell, if you hear not the counsel of the Almighty." These lines of the Zartust Nama are a summary of the following two Yasts. The first, entitled "The Blessing of the Prophet Zartust," contains the words of blessing addressed by Zarathustra when appearing before the king. These words seem to have followed a similar blessing pronounced by Gamaspa, the prime minister of Vistaspa. Yast 24 contains the exhortations of the prophet to the king to follow and closely adhere to the law of Mazda. It is a counterpart to the 29th Pargard of the Vendidad, as Zarathustra plays here the same part to Vistaspa as Ahura does there to Zarathustra. It is therefore, well, except in, that Zarathustra is not to be worshipped as a deity, but it is therefore a summary of the law, of the duties it enforces, and of the rewards it promises. This accounts for the strange disconnection apparent in it, which makes it a crux interpretum, as besides this very corrupt state of the text, the chief difficulty of this Yast arises from the fact that many passages in it are incomplete quotations from the Vendidad or allusions to statements therein, which, when supplied, help a good deal to relieve this Yast from its apparent state of utter incoherence. For this translation, I was able to avail myself of a Pahlavi translation, of which a copy was kindly lent to me by Mr. West. This translation is apparently of late date and often manifestly wrong, yet it was very useful to me in several passages. Besides its giving a Zend text, generally more correct and more correctly divided than the text in Westergaard's edition. Yast 23 was originally no independent Yast, being nothing more than the beginning of Yast 24. So 23. Afrin Paighambar Zartust. 1. I am a pious man who speaks words of blessing. Thou appearest unto me full of glory. Zarathustra spake unto King Vistaspa, saying, I bless thee, O man, O Lord of the country, with the living of a good life, of an exalted life, of a long life. May thy men live long, may thy women live long, may thy sons be born, may sons be born unto thee of thy own body. 2. Mayest thou have a son like Gamaspa, and may he bless thee as Gamaspa blessed Vistaspa, the Lord of the country. Mayest thou be most beneficent like Mazda. Mayest thou be fiend-smiting, like Thra-e-Ta'ana. Mayest thou be strong, like Gamaspa. Mayest thou be well-armed, like Takma Arupa. 3. Mayest thou be glorious, like Yima Gasha'ata, the Good Shepherd. Mayest thou be instructed with 1,000 senses, like Azadahaka, of the evil law. Mayest thou be awful and most strong, like Karasaspa. Karasaspa. Long A, not la, Mayest thou be a wise chief of assemblies, like Ksheya. Mayest thou be beautiful of body and without fault, like Sya Varshana. 4. Mayest thou be rich in cattle, like Yanade. Mayest thou be rich in horses, like Urus Aspa. Mayest thou be holy, like Zarathustra Spitama. Mayest thou be able to reach the Vranga, whose shores lie afar, as Vafra Navaza was. Mayest thou be beloved by the spiritual entities and reverenced by men. I don't know what word to use really for, because angel doesn't seem to, 5. May 10 sons be born of you, and 3 of them mayest thou be an Athravan, and 3 of them mayest thou be a warrior, and 3 of them mayest thou be a tiller of the ground, and may one be like thyself, O Vistaspa. 6. Mayest thou be swift-horsed like the sun, mayest thou be resplendent like the moon, mayest thou be hot-burning like fire, mayest thou have piercing rays like Mithra, mayest thou be tall-formed and victorious like the devout Sarasha. 7. Mayest thou follow a law of truth like Rashnu, mayest thou be a conqueror of thy foes like Verathragna, made by Hera, mayest thou have fullness of welfare like Rama Havastra, mayest thou be freed from sickness and death like King Husrava. 8. Then the blessing goes for the bright, all-happy, blissful abode of the holy ones. May it happen unto thee according to my blessing. Let us embrace and propagate the good thoughts, good words, and good deeds that have been done, and that will be done here and elsewhere, that we may be in the number of the good. Yatha Ahu Ba'iryo, the will of the Lord is the law of holiness, and so on. Asham Bohu, holiness is the best of all good, and so on. Unto that man brightness and glory, and so on. Give him the bright, all-happy, blissful abode of the holy ones. And 259. So he closes his blessing by wishing him bliss in the heaven of the afterworld. Kal Khosrav is said to have went alive to paradise. And 10 sons be born of few, that, verse 5 there. Of Vistaspa and his wife Hutaasa. The next, the next chapter here starts with the mention of O young king. Oh, instead of to the young king, O young king, Vitaspa. Pa Urus Aspa was the father of Zarathustra. His name means he who possesses many horses. Pala Ipas, and Athwiyan Id in verse 4, saying that they be like that, being like one who belongs to the Athwiya family, of which Ta'ana was a member. All of them bore names that show them to have been rich in cattle. Pur, Torah, Sok, Torah, Bor, Torah, and so on. One with abundant oxen, useful oxen, brown ox, etc. Remember, Zarathustra's name may mean those ruddy, reddish, cute camels that exist in this one area of Afghanistan. They generally leave them alone, but sometimes they ride them. I hope this war doesn't bring them to extinction. I mean, there's more things at stake, but and Antiqual's statement to the effect rests on independent tradition. Okay. The Zartust Nama 1430. Hold on.